In this video, I want to talk about how you begin to let go from a narcissist. Detachment is extremely important. We need to detach to be able to go forward with no contact, gray rock, healing from the trauma bond, and the abuse of a narcissistic relationship. One of the many vital things to always keep in mind is that heartache heals much faster than the ego bruise. We all suffer from an ego bruise after dealing with someone toxic like a narcissist. It's difficult to accept everything that you've done, and it's all for nothing because the relationship is a failure. And sometimes it's easier to think that something is wrong with you and not wrong with them. Accepting that things aren't good is challenging because there are so many different things that we do have to accept. And there are some stages or steps, so to speak, with detachment. Most of these are just feelings that you might be experiencing, not necessarily steps that you have to take or things that you have to do. It's just kind of a feeling you might start to get. You may very well be in one of these stages of detaching from a narcissist and not even know it. So I want to go over some of those now. Number 1, you stop taking blame for who is the cause of the issue. People who are highly empathic and possibly codependent are amazing at taking all of the blame for everything. On top of that, somebody narcissistic is amazing at telling you that it's all your fault. And it's not. Now, it's true, we might be responsible for some of the issues, but not all. And we have to accept responsibility for that and for our mistakes. But the narcissist has a lot to answer for as well. Now, a narcissist will not be taking responsibility. That's just how a narcissist is. But you don't need to take responsibility for their actions just because they won't. You might begin to start accepting that this person can't and won't give you what you want. You might begin to question what the relationship really is, where is it going, etc. Number 2. The hope that you had for the relationship, what it could have been, would have been, should have been, is gone or at least starting to fade. And this is steps 1 and 2 when you work towards breaking the trauma bond. I talk about fantasy versus reality, where we have to see things, situations, and people for what and who they really are. And in stage 2, you will probably start to do this. You still care for this person, but you're no longer as eager to please as you once were. You stop responding and reacting to them and the drama, and you even start to question them and all of their behavior. You might also notice here in stage 2, quote unquote, that you start to feel better. Number 3. You feel better emotionally and mentally. This is where it starts to happen. You start thinking about what life would be like without the relationship, without the narcissist. Feelings for this person are definitely starting to fade. You're doing things away from this person. You are rebuilding friendships that maybe you broke away from as the narcissist attempted to isolate you. And you now truly have your best interest at heart. And things have drastically began to be more about you than about them. And now this is where you start thinking about divorce, moving out, breaking up, etc. If you would like to talk one-on-one about a narcissistic relationship that you're in right now, or maybe you are still working on getting over a relationship like this, you can email bookachatwithjess@gmail.com to set up private chats and coaching with me if you feel you need it. Number 4. You are detached fairly well. You're thinking about no contact, gray rock. You're making your plan. You have a plan in place maybe. You can start tying up those loose ends and preparing to break away. There is no longer a question in your mind about, is this the right thing to do? So we can all get stuck in some places. We get stuck. It's normal. What I want to go over now are some tips to help progress if you feel like you are getting stuck in some place that I just talked about. Never stop thinking about leaving. Keep building yourself up. Continue thinking about how truly unhappy you are. This isn't even what you want anymore. It's not working. It doesn't work. It never worked. Journaling is also really, really huge, and more so than just about your pain or what you're going through. More positive journaling, goals and dreams. What do you really want? Make a list of standards and qualities that you want in a partner and then list what you have or had with this person. You'll find those two lists are drastically different, and it will keep reminding you that this person is not for you. You can also take responsibility for your part in the relationship. I touched on this earlier, and it's important to see how we behaved while we were with this person. You allowed it to happen and continue. And we have to figure out, why did we do this? And this is step 7 in my Breaking a Trauma Bond video series. Why? What kept us connected to this person? Was it out of fear? Were we doing it for love, happiness, validation? Really, what was the cause of why we stayed far longer than we needed to? It's also really important to research the disorder, as well as empathy or being empathic and codependency. Get a good understanding of not only this person who's highly narcissistic, but yourself as well. Nothing does better than research. It can help answer a lot of questions for you and keep you moving forward. Positivity is key. This is not the time or place to be hard on yourself. You're trying to do something extremely difficult, very painful, and you've already gone through so much pain and agony. You don't need to be your own worst enemy right now. Positivity and having a positive attitude is one of the best things that you can do. Writing letters to the narcissist is another. There's no point in saying anything to this person. Your thoughts, feelings, emotions, ideas, opinions, and everything else about you that makes you who you are not valued by somebody who is convinced that they're just kind of some insufferable know-it-all. Write down what you want to say to them, good or bad. I wrote many a letter in my day. Some were sappy as fuck, and some of them I will never repeat to anybody because, frankly, they're cruel, dark, and depraved, honestly. The wonderful thing is you can get all of this out privately. Everything that you want to say, you can do it. And then I think it goes without saying, however you do, get rid of them. You never send them. You never deliver the letters or the notes. You just destroy them. It's just simply an exercise I learned that worked for me because I had to get it out, but there was no point in saying it to the narcissist. There's no ducking or dodging your emotions. This is another thing to learn. The sooner you sit and embrace the pain, whatever it is, it's just flat out proven. The faster you're going to feel better. Learning to detach and detaching is one of the first steps we take in ending a relationship with a narcissist. And don't think for 1 second that they won't notice even the slightest change in your behavior. And that's the next thing I want to talk about. They will sense you detaching, stepping away. They're going to see you doing more things for yourself and telling them to get lost more frequently. And this is going to more than likely spark some kind of reaction from them. So I want to talk about how, as you detach, some things you might expect from a narcissist. They may love bomb you if they fear that you're leaving or no longer have feelings for them. They might all of a sudden be sweet, kind, generous, offer you things that maybe they were withholding from you. On the contrary, they might lash out at you if they fear that you're not into them anymore, yell, scream, threaten, get physically violent if that's the kind of thing they do. They may discard you or ghost out of the fear that you're leaving, and they want to be the one who ends the relationship first. It's easier for them to play the victim and run that smear campaign that they're going to run on you. You have to be the bigger person throughout all of this. Detaching, going no contact, the breakup, all of it. Detach and do whatever you have to do, but leave with grace, dignity, and silence. There's no reason for you to show your ass to this person or the world and become some kind of child. It only gives the narcissist ammunition they need to run that smear campaign and everything else they're already going to do. And it tarnishes your reputation if you talk shit on them or act immaturely. The last thing I can say is prep for a possible Hoover, because 9 times out of 10, they are coming. So have you detached, or do you recognize what stage you're in? What other tips can you offer survivors? Leave all of that and anything else you would like to share down in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, survivor, and take care of yourself.